impressions that
Paul. I didn't like Paul right off the bat.
Why?
I didn't like Paul in his season. I thought he was loud and brash and like just, I don't know, over the top. I guess like from getting to know the guy, like personally, I don't mind the guy now, but like right off the bat, when he walked in first thing he walked in the door, and you guys are gonna see it on camera. Everyone runs to Paul, and I'm just sitting there in the kitchen shaking my head like, what the. Because in every interview, they also said, who did you not like to see in the house? And I said, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here I am, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to fast forward just yet to day 22.
Okay.
Let's talk about the comps. I was on your team, and I also witnessed you like literally dominating. I'm Dominique the Dominator, but you clearly dominated those competitions.
Thanks.
What is your driving force? Like, what is your impetus? What moves you?
Actually,
Cody's hilarious.
I actually emulated Paul's mark strategy. I looked over at them; they were using the side rope, so I just decided to do that, and I just
fingers.
so I just sprinted over to the side, and I just jumped for the furthest rope I possibly could.
Wow. So trapeze, right? You were standing there for quite some time. What was going on in your head? Were you like doing a cadence? Like what was your driving force? What pushed you to stay so long?
Because I wanted to get Paul out of the house because he didn't give me a damn bracelet.
Okay. So
And I couldn't do that if I wasn't safe. And I knew Paul knew initially, like, all right, I got to get this out because there's no way, like, this guy can stay, yeah.
So what you're saying, without saying this, is that friendship is vitally important to you.
He didn't give me friendship, no.
Yeah, and so it appears as if you were offended that he did not want to extend his friendship to
I've
you.
never actually been offended in my life.
I had 8 bracelets. There were 16 people. Let's do math.
I came in here, had a good conversation with Paul, came out of it without a bracelet, so I'm not sure what the hell happened in between there. But he gave it to the pretty girls. Not saying anybody that didn't get it's not a pretty girl or anything, but
Oh my God.
just saying.
It's just me.
I didn't say it.
I would have gone with that. I would have gone with that strategy without knowing anybody.
Alex,
but.
you're gorgeous.
So you were the first HOH.
Yeah,
How did that feel?
fine.
Fine in what aspect? Was it fine because you knew that this would allow the opportunity for you to literally set the standard and the environment, the mood in the house, or?
I literally just wanted Megan out of the house. I hated her, so I really just wanted her out.
So what was the foundation of your hate? Like, so I mean, we're talking about day one.
All right. I'll pull back on the hate and I'll say I really don't like her.
Okay.
Literally everyone in this house didn't like her, so it was a good move.
Was it her blue, purple-ish hair that was the cherry on top for you, or?
On the advice of counsel, I won't actually go into details about Megan.
It's called plead in the fifth. Just say the fifth.
However, at one point she did say, "I hate Marines," and that,
wow.
and then she pretty much said the worst thing she possibly could to each person in this house. Like, yeah. The worst things.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then when everyone was having a good time out in the kitchen, she came out and asked everyone to be quiet in the Big Brother house.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. That was probably the worst social move in Big Brother history. I've never seen anybody do that.
Right, but I will tell you, the thing that really blew me in that moment was the fact that you were able to maintain a straight face. And actually, there was a pause in your response. She said, "Oh my gosh, I'm trying to sleep. Can you all be quiet?" And you paused. And then you looked back and you said, "Megan, this is the Big Brother house." Where did that come from? And how were you able to literally keep a straight face? Because people that were there were like, "This just really happened."
I mean, I'm not going to yell at a woman. But it's Megan, so whatever.
So moving into HOH. It's no secret. Moving into HOH is no secret. There were organically forming teams, and you were the leader, right? I'm pretty sure it was nothing different from what you've experienced in your career as a Marine. So what was your initial, I guess, objective, knowing that you won HOH, knowing that there was an organic forming, a team that was forming organically, no one said anything, what was going through your head, and how could you explain your leadership style as well?
No, I was pretty selfish in that moment, actually. There was no leadership. It was Paul was picked for the other team, and I just wanted to beat Paul.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So...
I mean, it was a very selfish move. I mean, I wanted to do it for all of us, like the team, but I mean, I wanted to win it to beat Paul. I mean, it was like head-to-head against a guy who came in second in his season, you know what I mean?
Right. So you do, I know that you're very familiar with the phrase one team, one fight, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So with every team, I'm making these assumptions that you understand there is a measure of communication that should exist in every team, because not every person can trust one person without having like any foundation, and you have other people that can trust another person without having any foundation. So did you think that maintaining little to no communication about your moves was the best move at the time? Do you feel like it is the best move even?
Go for it.
Going off of that, was there little to no communication, or was that just something that was cultivated in your own mind, or was there communication about it?
At the last minute advice of counsel, I will have to say that for private communications.
So I stayed awake.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry.
Counselor, can this be overruled for the sake of my sanity?
Counsel? You on counsel?
I think she's the counsel.
Okay, so
There's no benefit to anybody. Yeah.
Wait. Repeat the question real quick.
But if
I'm
not going to repeat the question.
It'll be held. We'll talk.
okay, so that would be just a private conversation.
Yeah.
So private conversations work for you.
I dig them. I mean, they don't work because I'm going to be out this week. But I mean, initially for the first week to do what I try to do to get Megan out, I mean, that worked.
Yeah, right. It did.
Then next thing you know, I was a third of the way into the cast for nominations. So strategy out the window.
Which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and those live viewers that have previously been on Big Brother can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is probably the first time something like this has ever happened. So the reality of the situation is that you will go down in history as one of the first HOHs that have had to battle through multiple nominations within the first couple of days of the start of the season.
And then go out in week 2. Yeah.
What? So do you know for sure? So you keep alluding to the possibility of you leaving this week. How do you know for sure that you're leaving this week?
I mean, for one, I would never campaign against Alex. Like, there's no way. Like, never.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't campaign against Alex?
I pretty much got 3 people in this house that I would never, ever campaign against, and I hope to see make it far in this game.
Okay. Who are they?
Am I one of them?
Don't answer that.
It'd be Alex, Jess, and Raven. I'd like to see all of them go really far.
Is there a reason? Like, do you have, or it's just based on your observations?
Deserving respect, just care about them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to get too deep into this, all right? Just, next question.
Hey, that's my job.
All right.